Good Tuesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's head outside and take a look outside our weather window where we're going to show you a tale of two weather days. This is up in the upper valley, up around the Leavenworth area, our Tumwater Canyon Sky-Fi Tower camera. This is from mid-afternoon or so, and you can see some heavy snow falling up that way this afternoon. And on the other side of the coin, as we move back to the Wenatchee Valley, yeah, we had our clouds and a few scattered showers, but boy, a lot of blue sky out there today and some wind. So all in all, not a bad day here, but up in the upper valley, a little different story. And as we move through the day and into tonight, and tell you what, avalanche warning remaining in effect now along I-90 from the East Cascade slopes to Lake Chelan, and that is a very dangerous situation, that area in red, and that will go through today, and that includes Stevens Pass and the Central Cascades. And then as we move through the rest of the week, a look ahead. Forget about today on Tuesday. Let's focus on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Tomorrow should be a very nice day with less wind and mostly sunny skies. Maybe a few showers once again on Thursday and maybe into Friday. And even past that, a beautiful weekend weather-wise ahead. And we'll talk more weather coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A COVID-19 vaccine shipment arrived Monday at the Town Toyota Center that will allow the mass vaccination site to stay open the entire week. Okanagan County is suing the state ecology department over water use interpretations that affect residential development. And the Soap Lake Police Department issued a statement on Monday defending its decision to hire Reserve Officer Shane Jones, who was arrested last week for the third time since 2006 for drunken driving. But first we begin tonight. A 19-year-old East Wenatchee man is suspected of selling thousands of dollars worth of fentanyl. Luis Alberto Fierro allegedly sold the powerful opioid in pill form to police informants in a sting operation carried out over the last 3 months. The Columbia River Drug Task Force says Fierro sold about 1,000 pills in each transaction before officers arrested him at a motel in Moses Lake last Friday. Fierro faces possible charges including drug sale and conspiracy, as well as firearms charges for a stolen handgun he was allegedly carrying. Well, a COVID-19 vaccine shipment arrived today at the Town Toyota Center that will allow the mass vaccination site to stay open for the entire week. The Chelan-Douglas Health District had only scheduled Monday and Tuesday vaccinations at the site as weather delays throughout the country slowed delivery of the vaccine. There will now be 900 second doses and 150 first doses available for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Anyone due for a second dose should have received an email with the registration link, but scheduling can also be done on site using your vaccination card. Appointments for first doses are done through the state's Prep Mod website after determining eligibility through the Find Your Phase website. Appointments also can be made by calling 1-800-525-0127. Okanagan County is suing the State Department of Ecology over how water rights are handled for new construction in the Methow Valley. County commissioners voted 2-1 in early February to file the lawsuit, claiming the way ecology interprets rules surrounding water wells in the valley has infringed on the county's authority over development. They say new construction applicants could lose their investments if the state rules are applied the way ecology wants them to be. Last week, the county placed a moratorium on how many new building permits until the dispute can be resolved. Meanwhile, the Soap Lake Police Department issued a statement yesterday defending its decision to hire Reserve Officer Shane Jones, who was arrested last week for the third time since 2006 for drunken driving. In the statement, the department said it stands by its hiring process and the work it did to vet Jones before he was hired late last year. Despite his past problems, the police department said they believe in rehabilitation. Jones was found in a Soap Lake police car in a ditch in Franklin County last Thursday after allegedly being involved in a hit and run. He He was immediately fired after his latest arrest. Jones is required to have an ignition interlock on his vehicle, but was granted a waiver for his department-issued patrol car, but only during working hours. Because he was not on duty during the latest incident, he also has been charged with stealing that patrol car. Well, coming up next, after several employees tested positive for COVID-19, the Grant County Sheriff's Office announced Tuesday that their administrative offices in Ephrata have been closed until March 8th through the 8th. 12th District State Senator Brad Hawkins wants the state schools districts to swap spring and summer breaks. And wildlife officers on Sunday managed to successfully track, tranquilize, and relocate a cougar that had been roaming into the populated areas of Leavenworth. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
I have a hereditary bone disease from the female side of my family. My bone loss was so significant that you could almost see the roots. I became embarrassed and I started covering my mouth. Eating became very difficult as far as I stopped eating apples, corn on the cob, things that you just eat as it is without utensils. Dr. Divis was my dentist prior to having implants. We talked about traditional dentures or implants, and implants was the only way really that I could go. John Divis and all of his office staff, they checked on me throughout all the processes. I would never go anyplace else. Today, I can eat corn on the cob, I can have apples. Thanks to Dr. John Divis and his staff, I have my smile back. I feel more confident. I am me again.
This is John Divis. Let our team help you solve your dental needs.
Welcome back. In another news, after several employees tested positive for COVID-19, the Grant County Sheriff's Office announced today that their administrative offices in Ephrata have been closed until March 8th. The department said the closure will not impact emergency and non-emergency calls for service. However, new concealed pistol licenses and pre-employment fingerprinting will not be available until the offices reopen. 12th District State Senator Brad Hawkins wants the state school districts to swap spring and summer breaks, meaning there would be a 10 to 12-week break from school this spring, and then classes would be held through the summer with a 1-week break. Hawkins, the ranking Republican on the Senate Education Committee, said this would allow districts to be better prepared for school next fall. In addition, Hawkins said most school staff should be vaccinated by summer and all districts could offer in-person instruction. Hawkins acknowledged there could be resistance from some teacher unions and districts, but said, quote, "We need to figure out something. Our students and families deserve it," unquote. Wildlife officers on Sunday managed to successfully track, tranquilize, and relocate a cougar that had been roaming into the populated areas of Leavenworth. Leslie Spangler, who lives on Benton Street, caught these images of the captured animal, which had climbed onto her fenced patio Sunday morning. Department of Fish and Wildlife agents shot the cougar with the tranquilizer dart and released it again into the wild far from town. Spangler said it was a thrilling event to wake up into her own backyard, and she's grateful the officers were able to catch the wildcat without lethal force. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
So Pam, how's your mom doing?
She's okay. She's struggling. She'd like to stay in her house, and it's getting harder for her to do the daily chores.
What kinds of problems is she having?
Just basic house cleaning, taking care of her house, yard work, taking care of her medicine.
It does sound exhausting.
It is very exhausting, and I always worry about her.
Aging in adult care can assist you or your loved one to remain comfortably and safely in their own home. Contact them today to start the conversation.
Dr. Wayne Latimer's Chiropractic and Integrative Multicare specializes in all level of injury care. If you've been injured in an auto accident, on the job, have a sports injury, or a simple fall, call today for a free consultation. They offer a combined multi-care approach with medical, chiropractic, physical therapy, massage, and acupuncture. For relief from long-standing injuries to basic solutions for the weekend warrior, Latimer's Chiropractic Integrative Multicare is one stop, one location.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. The Pfizer and Moderna vaccines are key weapons in the war on COVID-19, and more vaccines are on the way. But storing these delicate materials has been an issue as health agencies try to inoculate those most in need. In tonight's feature story, NCWLIFE's Jefferson Robbins reports the Chelan Douglas Health District wants to take a lead role in safeguarding the vaccines for the 4 counties of north central Washington.
With federal health dollars available from FEMA, Chelan Douglas Health District Administrator Luke Davies said Monday he wants to buy a super cold storage solution for the region's COVID-19 vaccines.
And what this allows us to do is allows the health district to have autonomy, just like we do for measles, the flu vaccine, and others, to be a vaccine provider.
If successful, the purchase would make Davies' East Wenatchee agency the main storage point for vaccines serving Chelan, Douglas, Grant, and Okanagan counties. Davies won approval Monday from the District Board of Health to take bids on ultra-cold freezer equipment. The 2 vaccines now in circulation from Pfizer and Moderna both require cold storage, but their requirements differ. When frozen, the Pfizer vaccine must be kept to at least minus 76 degrees. Moderna only requires 5-degree freezing. Davies says he wants to explore the super cold option for Pfizer, the vaccine that's now in use at the Town Toyota Center vaccination site.
If we become a Pfizer site, it means that we have a lot more potential to do more. And as this technology progresses in the future, and we look at Pfizer and mRNA technology moving forward, it would be very beneficial for us to be able to store it here and to potentially distribute it from here to partners in Grant and Okanagan, do mobile clinics, etc.
Davies says it's also an effort to plan for the next 2 to 3 years of pandemic defense, once large-scale vaccination has been achieved.
In the long term, we are looking at potentially doing boosters depending on mutations of the coronavirus and as it travels through the population. You know, the coronavirus is very much like the flu in the terms that it's an annual virus that cycles through. The common cold, but COVID-19 is a lot more virulent, a lot deadlier.
Small ultra-cold storage can cost $3,000 to $4,000. Right now, Confluence Health is the main storage site for local coronavirus vaccines, holding up to 20,000 doses. Davies says he'd like capacity to store 5,000 to 10,000 doses at a cost up to $15,000, plus backup generator power that could cost from $3,000 to $20,000. Jefferson Robbins, NCWLIFE.
All right, let's switch gears now and take a look at your north central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a great Tuesday out there today. We did see plenty of blue sky. This is about mid-afternoon in the Wenatchee Valley, looking down from the Wenatchee Heights in our cross camera. You can see there were a few clouds. A cloud did move through about 1 o'clock today too, and that brought us a little bit of rain. But as we showed you earlier, plenty of snow in the higher elevations. Unofficially, high temperature today, it stayed pretty steady almost all day long. 45 our unofficial high, 34 is where we started our day, and that 45 is right on where we should be for this time of year. 29 our normal low temperature. Record high 1968. It was 63 degrees, and just a couple years ago 14 our record low temperature. Precipitation, how about that? Out of that downpour that we had last night, almost a ½ inch of moisture. That 4600ths is a brand new record for the Wenatchee Valley, and that now gets us to 2.44 inches since January 1st, and that puts us about 3/4 of an inch above where we should be for this time of year. Sunrise 6:51 this morning, and the sun sets today at 5:37. Let's take a look and see how your Hump Day Wednesday is going to shape up, and tomorrow it should be a beautiful one. The nice part about tomorrow, temperature-wise, it's going to be a lot like today, but less wind tomorrow, and I think just a little bit more sunshine. Mid to upper 40s in the Columbia Basin, 47 Moses Lake, about 44 in the Wenatchee area, so a lot like today, and 43 the high temperature for you folks in Lake Chelan tomorrow. Taking a look at that surface loop and what we can see as we move through our next 6.5 days, mostly clear tonight. We will see mainly a light northwest breeze, about 5 to 10 miles an hour, but boy, really not a bad night at all, and a nice Wednesday as we just talked about. Sunny, calm winds. Temperatures about normal for this time of year. We just showed you that. Normal is 45 degrees, and we are going to see that all throughout north central and eastern Washington for tomorrow. And then on Thursday, cloudy skies. A series of 2 storm systems will quickly move through. A lot of wind with this first one on Thursday. I think just breezy for us, about 10 to 15 miles an hour, but we will see a 40% chance for, I really think, a rain mixed with snow shower on Thursday. For Friday, mainly morning rain and snow showers, a 30% chance of that, and then mostly cloudy for the rest of your Friday. Nice thing about it, temperatures are going to stay steady into those middle 40s, and as we get to the weekend, we just couldn't have any better weather for this time of year. Sunny and dry on Saturday, winds really not a factor, and temperatures about normal for Saturday, and that once again is in the mid-40s. As we get into your Sunday and end the weekend, just as nice. Mostly sunny with real quiet weather all over the western United States, and once again, that pocket of warm air from north central Washington over into the Spokane area. Can you believe it? Monday, March 1st, and it looks like it's going to come in like a lamb. Mostly cloudy skies, maybe an isolated mountain shower or two, but that is it. And we are going to stay on the mild side with high temperatures on Monday, maybe in the 50s in the Tri-Cities, but back for us, once again, mid-40s. Let's take a look at your 7-day forecast now. 26 overnight tonight, 44 and sunny tomorrow. Could be a little clammy though, so watch out for that. 30 the overnight low. And then as we get into Thursday, breezy, a 40% chance for rain and snow, 30% chance for mainly morning showers on Friday, and 45. And then a beautiful weekend ahead with temperatures in the mid-40s with partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Traditional values and innovation in honoring the life of each family we serve is part of the ministry of Heritage Memorial Chapel. Our staff is committed to walk with your family with compassion through this time of grief. We are here to help and here to serve, the right kind of help when you need it most. Heritage Memorial Chapel.
Now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Tuesday to you. Washington State's Noah Williams is the Pac-12 Player of the Week after incredible performances against Cal and Stanford. The Pac-12 Network's PJ Carlesimo talks about Williams' ability to take control of games in which he plays.
I've been watching Noah play. Noah's from Seattle, where I live. He played at O'Dea High School. I've watched him play for a long time. He makes it look easy, kind of glides, but he's very good getting point to point. Noah Williams, very quick off the dribble. He can get to the rim whenever he wants to. He's starting to see people a lot better when he does that. Look at the improvement in 1 year, Noah Williams. We're talking a sophomore. I mean, those numbers just jumped up, particularly the three-point field goals. Last year, he hardly ever shot the ball. 4 for 27 last year. He's 33 for 84 this year. That's incredible improvement. That's a lot of time spent in the offseason.
Noah was a guy a year ago that kind of earned his reputation on the defensive end, and now the offense coming alive in his sophomore year.
Now here we are in the third extra session. Noah Williams puts the Cougars up 9 and 40 points for Noah Williams. And he had a career best 32 against Cal on Thursday.
A star is born. Remember that name, Noah Williams.
Yes, certainly so. NCAA.com National Player of the Week, too. He averaged 28.7 rebounds and 5.3 assists in 3 games last week, including 36 points in Washington State's first weekend sweep of Bay Area schools since 2011 and 12. Williams erupted for a career-high 40 points in the triple overtime victory over Stanford on Saturday and marked the first 40-point performance in a conference contest since Andrew Andrews scored 47 for Washington in March of 2016. Taking a look at the men's college basketball schedule for this week, Washington makes up a game missed due to COVID tonight at Arizona State. That's on the Pac-12 Network. Huskies and Sun Devils face off again Thursday at 4 o'clock on FS1. Also at 4, number 1 Gonzaga hosts Santa Clara on CBSSN. Then at 8 Thursday night, Washington State plays at Arizona on FS1. They'll switch sites Saturday as Washington plays at Arizona at noon on CBS. Washington State plays at Arizona State at 1:30 on the Pac-12 Network. Gonzaga hosts Loyola Marymount at 7 o'clock. Slow week on the women's side for college basketball this week. 21st ranked Gonzaga hosts Pepperdine Thursday in the McCarthy Athletic Center at 6 o'clock. Then they'll host Loyola Marymount Saturday at 1. Louisville and Haley Van Lith will try to get back on the winning track in the ACC Sunday at 9 a.m. in a road game at Notre Dame. Washington plays at Washington State at 1 o'clock on Sunday. Well, the Mariners are looking for a new CEO after Kevin Mather resigned Monday amid a controversy of remarks he made to a local Rotary Club that were made public over the weekend. In the 46-minute clip, which was released by the Bellevue Breakfast Rotary Club's YouTube page, Mather openly discussed numerous sensitive topics, including paying an interpreter for players and big egos among young talent. Mariners chairman and managing partner John Stanton met with the media Monday afternoon and admitted a trust level has been lost that he and the team will have to work to rebuild.
Trust is built over time. It can be lost quickly, but it is built over time. And I know that many people in the organization, including me, have worked to build a trusting relationship with our players, the new players as they've arrived. I've certainly feel like I have a pretty good relationship with a number of the players that have been there, and that will be tested with the process over the next few days and over the next few months. But ultimately, Chris, the answer is that we're going to have to continue to work at it and work at it every day.
Mather's comments also included a discussion about the Mariners offering Jerry Kalenic a long-term deal but being denied. Stanton says those are decisions to be made by Seattle's general manager and team manager.
The decisions in baseball are made by Jerry DiPoto and the baseball operations team. That has and will continue to be the case, the comments Kevin made notwithstanding. I believe that Jerry has and Scott has talked to Jared and will continue to. We view Jared to be an extraordinarily talented young man, and we are very much looking forward to having him in a Seattle Mariners uniform. Jerry and Scott will make that decision as to when.
The video depicted Mather as perturbed at having to work extra within the organization to deal with foreign players and cultural differences. Stanton says the image portrayed by Mather, who has been with the organization since 1999, does not represent what Seattle is all about.
There were a number of comments made by Kevin that as I've said, didn't reflect the Mariners, don't reflect what I believe, what our ownership believes, and were inappropriate. And those comments included some of the things that have been referenced with respect to our players, and in particular, the importance of diversity and inclusion in our organization. And we have that as a central value to the organization, and we will do everything we can to continue to deliver on that commitment.
Stan will serve as the club's acting president and CEO until a successor can be chosen. On the field, Tom Murphy happy to be back in a Mariner uniform after missing the truncated 2020 season with a broken bone at his foot. Says he and the rest of the catchers worked hard in the offseason in Zoom meetings. You can see more about that story on our website at NCWLIFE.com. Also, after an 11-year NFL career, Seahawks offensive guard Mike Upati announced his retirement on Monday. Upati, who played his final 2 seasons for the Seahawks as their starting left guard, told the Spokesman Review that his goal was to hit 10 years, a goal he exceeded while still playing at a high level. Injuries, however, including a neck stinger in his final season, led to his decision to call it a career. A 4-time Pro Bowler and 1-time first-team All-Pro, Upati spent most of his career in San Francisco and Arizona, but the last stop of his career also special one, even if it didn't last very long. He said he fell in love with Seattle. Organization was first class. They were so good to me, he said in the paper. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And as we leave you tonight, between the windstorms and heavy rains yesterday, a lengthy rainbow arched its way over Cashmere. Several people were able to capture its brief but expansive beauty. Enjoy. Just spectacular shots, aren't they? Now let's check in with Eric Grandstrom once again for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Eric?
Well, thank you much, Grant. Be sure and tune in for a Hump Day edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll introduce you to 2 more candidates for the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival Royal Selection Process. We'll get you to know Brooke Perez and Alex Toth tomorrow morning as I sit down and do a little interview with the two as we get ready for the big coronation on Saturday. Of course, we'll have that covered live here on the NCWLIFE channel with a countdown to coronation Saturday at 6 and then the Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant at 7 o'clock. Of course, I'll have the latest on the sports to world as well tomorrow morning, including a Husky makeup game in the desert. That's all on a Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Be sure and join us. Grant, back to you.
Thanks once again, Eric, and that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue.
Currently, Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is open for dine-in and take-out. Owner Justin Hefner and his staff are just as excited as you to get back to their regularly scheduled full menu, music, and poker, so stay tuned. Meanwhile, Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is serving a limited menu for lunch and dinner, dine-in or take-out.
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
You don't have to be a member to enjoy the view and dine-in style at Highlander Bar and Grill in East Wenatchee. Highlander Grill offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner with dine-in or take-out options. Highlander Grill's friendly staff is here to serve you 7 days a week this winter. Contact Shalane, Highlander Grill's site coordinator, to schedule your corporate event or special occasion.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellingson here from Live It Up. Join us every week as we answer your questions on health, wealth, and relationships.
We're all about you creating a life that you love, so tune in to Live It Up.